I've been riding motorbikes for almost 15 years now, and in all those years, I've learned a lot of good things and some bad things as well. But overall, it's been a great journey. And in today's video, I wanted to share top 10 things that I wish I knew before I got into motorcycling. Hi, my name is Vinny and you're watching We Ride, and in this channel I talk all about motorcycle tips, rides and motovlogs. If you are new here, then consider subscribing, and if you find any value in this video, then make sure to give me a thumbs up. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is motorcycle safety riding courses. Now, if you are living in Australia, then you have to go through a course to get your learner's permit. That's the basic requirement over here. But there are a lot of countries where you don't actually need to go through a course. All you need is a car license or just a demonstration that you can ride a bike. But whether or not you can ride a bike, my recommendation would be for you to go through a course. Now, when I took the course, I had been riding for almost 10-12 years, and even with all that experience, I was able to, enhance my knowledge of riding bikes. And I actually learned a lot from those courses, even though I had all this experience with me. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk about is the cost to insure your bike. I mean, you're going to be spending a lot of money to buy a bike, and you would want that bike, that love of yours, to be insured. Now, not a lot of people actually give thought into the insurance, the cost of insurance. I pay around 60 bucks, that's 60 Australian dollars per month for the insurance, and I've got a 650cc bike, and that's almost like 730 bucks per year that I'm paying just to keep my bike insured. So that's a lot of money. Now, the third thing is, I wish I knew how hard it was to negotiate for the prices of motorcycles as compared to the cars. Now, I'm not sure why that's the case, but for some reason motorcycle dealers are just not willing to budge over the price. Maybe they don't have enough margins, maybe for some other reason, because of their commissions or whatever. But for some reason, I tried calling so many dealerships to get a better price from all the dealers around, but they will just not budge on the price. But it doesn't mean that I didn't try. I tried to call every single dealership that had the bike available and tried to negotiate with them, and I would highly encourage you guys to do the same. Don't take no for an answer just because the dealer isn't willing to negotiate. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the cost of your riding gear. Now, when beginners buy their motorbikes or motorcycles, they don't actually consider the cost of the gear, and it can actually turn up quite a lot. I mean, at very minimum, you'll need a helmet, you'll need gloves, you'll need riding jacket, you'll need riding pants, and you'll need riding boots. So these are the 5 things that you will need to start riding a motorbike if you want to ride safely. Now, all these 5 things can actually add up to over 1,200 bucks, 12 to 1,500 bucks. And that's at a lower level. That's not the maximum level that you can spend. I mean, at a maximum level, you can go over 5,000, 5 or 6,000. You can spend as much as you want on your gear, but consider the cost, especially when you're getting new to motorcycling. Consider the cost of the gear and keep at least 1,200 bucks aside to buy these basic safety necessities for your motorcycle. Now, the fifth thing I wanted to talk about is buying a brand new bike. And now, when you first get into motorcycling, you're very excited, and I know everyone wants to buy a brand new bike, but there are 2 types of people. One, who drop their bikes, and 2, they haven't dropped the bike yet. And let's face it, you are going to drop your bike at some stage, and if you drop your brand new bike, it's going to hurt a lot more than if you drop a second-hand bike. Not to mention, the value of your bike goes down, one, as soon as you take it out of the showroom, and 2, if you drop it, it drops considerably down. You won't be able to sell it for as much as you want. So buy something that you can learn on and move on to bigger and better bikes as you grow your confidence. The 6th point is that you will make mistakes. You will run on the gravel and lose control of your bike. You will take the corner too tight. You will take the corners too wide. You will lean your bike too far on a curve and it'll feel like the death has just touched you. You will stall your bike at a traffic light. it'll happen. You will make mistakes. And just because you've done a rider safety course, it doesn't mean that you've become Valentino Rossi in a month and you're ready to just take on the roads. Just take your time, be slow, practice as much as you can. The more you practice, the less mistakes you'll make. The seventh thing I wish I knew before getting into motorcycling is that motorcycling, or buying a motorcycle or riding a motorbike, is not cheap. A lot of people think that riding a motorbike is cheaper than cars, but that's not the case. I mean, at minimum, you'll have to buy your gear, you'll be paying for your insurance, you'll be paying for your registration, you'll be paying for your maintenance, you'll be changing your tires more than what you do on the car, and all these costs sort of add up. And not to mention, if you park your bike outside, you would want to install some security things on it, like a GPS tracker and all that, and you just need to consider that cost before you actually start riding or getting into motorcycles. Now, I didn't mean to make this video all negative for the beginner riders. There's a lot of good things about getting into motorcycles as well. So my eighth point is the rider community. One of the best things about riding a motorbike is the community that surrounds you as a motorcycle rider. I mean, you go on group rides, you go onto social media pages, you join forums, you read about what other motorcyclists have been doing, you try and collaborate with them so you can go on rides together. If you see a motorcyclist on the road, you'll wave to them, they'll wave back. It's a great feeling of community within the motorcyclists. And to be very honest, how many times have you actually seen a car driver talking to another car driver about their cars? It just doesn't happen, but it's a very common thing in motorcycle world, where if you're riding a motorcycle and if I see someone else riding a motorcycle, and I would just go to them and start talking about motorcycles, and there's nothing odd about it. Now, the ninth thing is that you actually become a better planner. Now, it may only apply to me. I'm not sure about you guys, but you can comment below and tell me if it applies to you as well. I think I've become a better planner just because I ride my bike. I check the weather app before, a night before going on to a ride. I'll get my gear ready. And if you're like me, who likes to film when they're riding, I usually like to get all my gear, like my filming gear, my GoPros, the extra batteries and everything ready. So I just like to plan, and I think riding a motorbike has just made me plan a lot better to do the things that I want. And not only that, it also shows in the maintenance of my bike. Like after every 12 to 1500 kilometers, I would clean the chain regardless of what's happening in and around my world. I would make sure I find the time to clean my motorcycle chain, and I'll make sure that it goes for service on time. So overall, I think my motorcycle has actually helped me plan a lot better. And the last thing, the 10th thing, is that you actually become a better road user. And I understand if it only applies to me, but I started looking at the roads differently. Even when I was driving, I was looking for all the potholes, I was looking for the traffic around me, I was actually checking my mirrors more than I usually do. You just start looking at the other road users more carefully, and I believe riding a motorcycle actually makes you a better rider or a better driver. So there you go, guys. These are my top 10 things I wish I knew before getting into motorcycling. Now, motorcycles have been a huge part of my life, and for a very long time I did not have one, and I would ride my bike every single day if I could. But if you are new to motorcycling, then I hope this video has helped you, and if you find any value in this video, then make sure to hit me a like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you all next time. Bye.